At 2:30, Arkadelphia
Hitting third,
and
number
Magnolia
13,
will
third baseman Mason
play for
Honey.
the region championship. Scrappers
Hitting
will be
cleanup,
the
number
visitors on the
34,
scoreboard
first
today.
baseman Carson
Both Nashville
Kirby.
and Warren are number 2 seed. That's
Hitting
Flippy
fifth, number 9, second baseman
Warren
Brett
won the
Fritz.
toss.
Hitting
Nashville
sixth,
comes
number
in
3,
at
DH
17
Luke
and
Boone.
10. Warren comes in at
Hitting
17
seventh,
and
number
7.
18,
I'm
catcher
Johnny
Gage
Wilson
Green.
along with JT Carter. We'll have the call on
Hitting eighth, number 15, shortstop Gage
B99.5 and the
Applegate.
YouTube live stream.
Hitting ninth, number 2,
JT
center fielder
Scrappers had a
Zeus
long day of
Hutchinson.
baseball, and you get 3
And
straight
playing left
days
field,
with high
number
school
10,
pitching
Sam
staff.
Carter.
Most of the time, your pitching is run a little thin.
Now for the home team.
In a
The Warren
strange
Lumberjacks.
turn of events, the Scrappers actually have their best
Leading
pitcher
off,
ready to go
number
today.
2 in center
They didn't
field,
have good
A.J.
stuff
Jordan.
after the second inning the other day, but we'll see
Hitting
what we got
second,
today.
number
Scrappers
11,
can get out there
playing
and
left
go out and
field,
win.
Kobe Pope.
Scrappers played a good competitive game against Magnolia
Hitting third,
yesterday,
number 22,
6-3.
playing first base,
I
Bryson
think
Harris.
6-3. Magnolia
Hitting
has come
cleanup,
in and
number
played
12,
pretty well
the
in this
pitcher,
regional
Nathan
tournament, coming
Spears.
from the 4th seed in our district. They beat the best team in
Hitting
8
fifth, number 9, the third baseman,
and beat the
Hayden
Scrappers
Hawley.
yesterday. Scrappers take on the Warren Lumberjacks.
DH, number
JT
3,
said
Rennery.
Carson Chambers gets the start today.
Hitting seventh, number 16, catcher,
Some
Jim
people don't
Cathy.
understand the eligibility rules for pitch count. Pitch count determines
Hitting
how many
eighth, number
days you must
24,
rest.
second baseman,
But you're
Tucker
either
McDermott.
eligible or you're ineligible. If you're eligible, you can
Hitting
throw
ninth, number 7,
10 pitches
in
that
right
day.
field,
If you're
Jason
ineligible
Gerardo.
that day, you can't throw a pitch.
And playing shortstop, number 5,
PA
Parker
announcer.
O'Neill.
Is introducing the starting lineups. Umpires and coaches have met. Scrappers
At
in
this
there.
time we ask
Black
that you rise for the Pledge of
White
Allegiance,
pinstripes.
a moment of silence,
Warren is in
and our
there.
national anthem.
Pray. We're going to
I
have
pledge
a moment of
allegiance
silence
to the flag of the
allegiance
United States of
and the
America,
national anthem.
and
We're
to the
going to take a
republic
break.
for which
We'll
it
be
stands,
right back.
one
First
nation,
pitch
under
around the
God,
corner. This is
indivisible,
Scrapper
with
Baseball.
liberty and justice for all. Moment of silence, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
The right-hander Nathan Spears takes his warm-up for the Warren Lumberjacks. JT's got the batting order in the starting lineup for the Scrappers.
Starting off for the Scrappers today, got a little bit different lineup. Hayden Gray leads off playing right field. Carson Chambers, as we mentioned, he's pitching today, batting second. Mason Honey in his usual spot at third base, batting third. Carson Kirby, after his big home run yesterday, he's back to cleanup, taking first base. Brett Fritz is out there at second base, batting fifth. Luke Moon's designated hitter today. He's designated hitting for Sam Carter. Left field, Gage Green is on the plate, batting seventh. Gage Applegate, a freshman, makes his first start out there at shortstop. And two questions. Tonight playing center field for the Scrappers.
JT, if you're a Scrapper fan and a Razorback baseball fan, this is your afternoon. You can watch and listen to the Scrappers here at noon. Go right into the Scrapperettes at 2:30, and then the Razorbacks and the LSU Tigers on the SEC Network at 5:30. So if you're a baseball guy, this is your day.
Absolutely. The question is, though, did you stay up last night to watch that game last night?
And the answer is no. and I think it's really not a good deal. It's worse when you lose. Arkansas got beat 5-4. It's worse when you lose, but it's not a good deal for fans or anybody
Starting
to
it off
start
with
a
the
game
Scrappers.
after 10
Leadoff
o'clock.
hitter, number
and
7
finish
right fielder, Hayden Gray.
We got business to do here. Hayden Gray leads off for the Scrappers. We'll get some stats on their right-hander, Nathan Spears, in a minute from JT. And Gray steps in the batter's box. Junior right fielder. Third baseman's back. See if he wants to drop one down. He bunts at it and missed for strike one.
Spears has thrown 10 2/3 innings this year. He's got a 1-3 record. He's allowed 12 hits, 12 walks, and struck out 10.
Now the third baseman creeps in a little. And Gray takes strike two. Low outside fastball. Gray wants to put it in play. Ball low. Coach Todd Ledford in the box down at first base. Head coach Zach Stewart over in the third base box. 1-2 to Gray, and the pitch. Curveball goes low and bounces off the catcher Jude Cathy's shin guards over toward the Warren dugout. Scrappers in the first base dugout today as a result of being the visiting team. Scrappers were the home team the first two games because they had the better seeds of the teams they were playing. 2-2 to Gray, just starting here in DeQueen. Nice afternoon, a little breeze. Ground ball to third. Third baseman picks it up. Long throw across. And Gray is retired 5-3.
In the 2-0 for the Scrappers, number 1 pitcher, Carson
After
Chambers.
5 or 6 pitches. JT, doesn't look like Spears' fastball will knock the bat out of your hand. It'll depend. He'll have to depend on location and control.
You know, I think a key for the Scrappers when you're facing pitchers like that don't throw it so hard. Sometimes you got to scoot up in the plate so you can get to that pitch a little bit sooner.
Chambers pops it straight up. Shortstop under it. Now the left fielder comes in. He catches it on the infield dirt. It was that high and quickly. 2 outs for the Scrappers. Not the start the Scrappers wanted
Hitting
to
third for the
have so
Scrappers,
far.
number 13, third baseman, Mason Honey.
And Honey takes the ball low. Gray rolled out to third. Chambers popped up. 2 outs, nobody on. Just getting started here in DeQueen. Honey takes the ball inside. Carson Kirby's on deck. He hit one over the right field wall last night against Mike Noe.
He sure did.
And ball 3, and Honey will take a pitch.
Right over that 330 sign out there in the gap.
Wind blowing from left to right field. Partially cloudy, sun kind of obscured, and a strike on the 3-0 pitch. Honey taken all the way. Mason Honey, third baseman, having a good year offensively for the Scrappers. And a walk, and there's the first base runner of the game. JT, we talked about the walks yesterday and talked about
number
walks and
34,
errors.
first baseman, Carson
5 or
Kirby.
6 Magnolia runs came on either walks or errors, and so I'm listening to the Cardinals and the Nationals last night, and we think this game's pretty easy sitting back here talking about it, but Washington pitchers, they walked 7 and hit 2, so that's at the highest level. It's not always easy.
And it's never a good thing to do it.
And a ball high to Kirby, maybe the hardest pitch that Spears has thrown. First baseman Bryson Harris holds against Honey. Short lead over there. And he take a little off and a nice pitch on the outside corner. Kirby doesn't offer. Strike one. 1-1. Outfield straight away for the left-handed hitting first baseman. And strike two, same pitch. Ball doesn't have a lot of break on it, JT, but just enough. Starts out 4 or 5 inches over the plate and has eased in over the outside corner.
Reminds me a lot of that pitch that the second pitcher for Magnolia threw yesterday.
And a ball low as he comes back with a fastball. The word on Warren was that their first pitcher was really their ace, and he's not eligible, and ground ball to third, and the third baseman picks it up and slings it right. And Kirby is out 5-3, so nothing doing for the Scrappers in the third. Carson Chambers, who threw about 57 or 8 pitches the day before yesterday, comes to the mound. We're going to take a break after a half inning, no score. Scrappers and the Lumberjacks playing for the third seed. Come back and join us. Ball coach Bo Embry is at first. Their head coach Jared Dutton got into a little confusion with the umpires
Starting
in
off
their
for the
game against
Lumberjacks,
Hartford
number
FC
2,
yesterday.
center fielder
He got
A.J.
ejected,
Jordan.
and if you get ejected in high school athletics, you miss the next game. This is A.J. Jordan. He is a Razorback football commit from a long line of great Warren athletes, JT.
They seem to just keep pumping them out down there.
Chambers takes something off and he swings over a changeup. I remember here several years ago, and this guy's in the NFL now. Maybe this kid's not quite as tall, but they had one named Traylon Burks play in the outfield, and a curveball and a swing and a foul back to the dugout. And Jordan is quickly in the hole. JT mentioned it. Carson Chambers was as sharp as you've ever seen him for 2 innings the day before yesterday, then lost his arm, slide, control, whatever, couldn't find the strike zone. Tries another off-speed pitch, and it goes high. We'll see how the short rest affects Chambers as we go along, JT. And a ball just outside as Green holds it there, 2-2. This is the leadoff hitter, A.J. Jordan. And he can fly. And from 0-2, Chambers spikes a curveball in the dirt. And the base on balls was Carson's bugaboo day before yesterday. would like to throw a strike and make these Warren hitters earn their way on.
He looks like he's fighting with the mound there a little bit, trying to find a good spot to land.
And way outside, and that could spell trouble as Jordan takes a walk from 0-2.
In the 2-hole for the Lumberjacks, number 11.
Really
left
bad
fielder
on
Colby
two breaking
Pope.
balls in the strike zone the first 2 pitches, and then Carson couldn't find the zone again.
Yeah, and we start off with the same problem we had yesterday, issuing walks.
Chambers holds against the runner. We'll see if he's going to go. And a ball. That's 5 straight. This is Colby Pope, the left fielder, stands in from the right side. And Chambers throws over. Talk about the scrapper pitchers that are ineligible. Wallace ineligible, Luke Boone ineligible, and Jaden Goodson. Is that correct, JT?
That's correct, yes, sir.
And a foul ball off to the right side over the scrapper dugout. Evens the count at 1-1.
Pope is the best hitter for the Lumberjacks. He comes in on the season, he's hitting .439 with 24 RBIs.
They've got an impressive 17-7 record. Swings late and fouls it past their first base coach, Bo Embry. Bo more at home on the sidelines of a football field than in the first base coaching box. He's filling in today. He's their athletic director. And he spoils it again off to the right side. He's been late every time on Chambers' fastball.
You got to figure here on a 1-2 count, if Chambers feels like he could locate that curveball, that's be the pitch to throw.
Tall left-hander looks in. He's at the belt now. Here he comes. No, he checks on the runner at first. Scrapperettes play for a regional championship at 2:30 across the way against the Monticello Lady Billies. And we're going to have a timeout as Jordan's got that running mitt on. Is something wrong with his hand?
I think there's something wrong with the mitt. No, they're taping up some fingers.
How many you want? 3.
So he's got that oven mitt on. Puts a little piece of tape on his thumb there. Puts the mitt on, trots back to first base. And when play resumes, we're in the bottom of the first here at the Queen. No score. Their leadoff batter, Jordan, walked. He's at first. There's a 1-2 count on the second batter, Colby Pope. Now we're ready to play. Chambers set. And the pitch, and it gets away, and just enough for Jordan with his speed to get down. Ball was in the dirt. It'll go as a wild pitch. And now the Scrapper's already in a jam just as we're getting underway here today. Two pitch to the batter. All 3. That's in the dirt. And Gage Green wants to go out and talk to Chambers. JT, agree with you. Carson pointing around at the mound. Looks like he's having a little trouble finding his landing spot out there.
Well, you know, anytime you normally pitch on a turf mound and then you go out to a dirt mound, it's going to feel different. And then, of course, every dirt mound is going to be different because you can't make them all the same.
He did throw here day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Now full count on this batter. Swing and foul tip, just foul tips, and Green can't find it. It's behind him. Almost tipped it into his glove, but he dropped it at his feet.
Almost. They always what's that? Was that horseshoes and hand grenades?
That's all it counts. Long look in by Chambers, good lead by Jordan. Probably anything in the outfield will score these speedy center fielder. Now we can't get together. Pope steps out. Chambers steps off. Now we're ready. Full count pitch to the batter. Swinging another foul, and he's probably seen 8 or 9 pitches now. JT told you earlier in the bat, he is their best hitter, hitting over 400 for the year. Hitting room on the right side of the infield as Fritz tries to keep the runner close. And another foul. Whatever they're doing, we haven't gotten an out, and they're getting Chambers' pitch count up quick today, JT.
Yeah, he's at 14 right now without an out.
Here's the pitch. And ball 4. What a good at-bat by their left fielder Pope. And Scrappers asking for trouble by
First baseman
giving
Bryson
free
Harris.
passes. The big first baseman Brian Harris is there, and Coach Stewart's coming out to talk. We start thinking about it, and obviously Chambers is not going all the way. I mean, he's thrown 15 pitches and we hadn't gotten an out in the game. Thinking about who's available. Honey's available, Banks Ray's available, Carson Kirby's available, Madden Arnold's available. I'm just thinking of kids that have thrown a little bit in varsity games this year.
Yeah, I think that's probably about all of them.
And we may see them all before today's game. You feel like, unless we let this game get away from us, JT, looking at Spears in the top of the first, I feel like we're going to score some runs today.
Yeah, you know, the Scrappers have struggled here in DeQueen with walks and hit by pitch and errors, and if we can just clean those things up, I think we've got a good shot at coming out on the top today.
So the powwow on the mound is over. If the Scrappers can get a ground ball and handle it, Harris looks like he could be a double play candidate. Jordan goes back to the dugout. He's having some trouble with his thumb. Gets that mitt back on again. Green sets up inside, the first baseman close to the plate. And a ball low. Long look back at second, and Chambers turns around but doesn't throw. Game going at a snail's pace to start, JT.
Yeah, Chambers just trying to find something to make him comfortable out there.
Ground ball, base hit to right field. No, Fritz gets it and throws to first and gets him out. And what a good play by Brett Fritz. Good thing Harris was running, JT, but Fritz went way to his left and speared the ball on the outfield brace. Scrappers get an out, both runners move up.
It was a really good play by Brett Fritz. Like you say, he moved way over to his left, and Carson Kirby had been playing in, and he had to get back to the bag, and they get the out.
And he did a good job. I think Kirby was coming in to take the cut from the right fielder Gray if the ball would have gotten through.
I agree.
Swing and a tap foul. This is Nathan Spears. He's the pitcher, and he hits cleanup. Don't know what position Spears plays when he's not pitching, but he hadn't thrown a lot of innings. What'd you say, JT, 14 or 15?
10.
10 innings this year.
He comes in hitting .304 on the season.
And Chambers throws a fastball by him. Now it's 0-2. Started 0-2 on the leadoff batter, Jordan, and he drew a walk. Chambers would like a strikeout. Ball outside, and it gets away from Green, and they'll score a run.
Good job, AJ.
Pass ball.
Green just wasn't able to get his glove over there and secure it. He's had trouble with that some this year, and I'm sure he'd like to have that one back.
Now Kirby and Honey in on the edge of the grass. Pops it up. Who wants it? Kirby wants it in foul territory, I think. Catches it right on the line and 2 outs. Caught it right on the line, right in front of the first base bag. But a walk, a wild pitch, another walk, and a pass ball have put the Lumberjacks up 1-0. And a good fastball by Turner. Last 3 or 4 pitches have looked better than he had the first 10 or 15, JT.
Yeah, he's getting that fastball hitting the spots that he wants right now.
And strike 2 right over the outside corner. Runner at third, 2 outs. Warren has grabbed a quick 1-0 lead here for the third place game in the South 4A region. Just low, good 0-2 pitch. JT, we know that our region, Region 4, is paired up with the Region 1. That's the Northwest Arkansas region. 1-2 pitch coming down to the batter. Curveball, and he fouls it at the plate. And Shiloh and Gravett, I saw in the Democrat this morning, are playing in their finals today. So Nashville or Warren will play Shiloh or Gravett next Thursday. We'll know more when this game's over. Swinging a foul, and got to give these Lumberjack hitters credit, JT. He gotten 2 strikes on a couple of them, and boy, they've spoiled a lot of pitches. That was a good pitch, fastball down and away. Ground ball, foul past third. That goes down to where the Bees were yesterday, JT, but the Queen Coaches Administration said they got a beekeeper here and got the bees out of the bullpen yesterday afternoon about 6 o'clock.
It's right inside the box they painted telling us to stay away yesterday.
1-2 pitch to the batter. Just outside. Scrapper crowd groans. They wanted that pitch, 2-2. Long inning for the Scrappers here. Swinging another fight. Kobe Pope, their second hitter, who's running at third now, and Hayden Cathy up at the plate now. JT, they have probably almost had double-digit pitch at bats each.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and dig into it, but they sure have.
Swinging a miss, and ball gets away from Green. Let's see if he can throw him out, and he can. We got him to bite on a breaking ball in the dirt. Green kept it in front and threw him out to Kirby, but the Lumberjacks take a 1-0 lead, score a run on no hits, a runner left. Scrappers back to the plate. They went 1-2-3 in the first. The Scrappers will have 4, 5, and 6 come back and join us. Warren up 1-0. We'll be Fritz made a nice play defensively in the first. He shows bunt, bunts it foul. Fritz Gray and Zeus Hutchison all not afraid to lay the ball down, and the Scrappers have lived off of a lot of bunt base hits down the third baseline this season. Spears throws from that hybrid position with nobody on base. And a ball low. Their third baseman, Hayden Cathy, in on the edge of the grass. And Mr. Spears throws that one over everybody's head and hits the net right here by us. And he kind of grins. He says, that one slipped.
Yeah, that one about 3 or 4 feet above everybody's head, just back here to the net.
2-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. And now it's back to 2-2. Luke Boone on deck. Boone came in and saved the day 2 days ago against Monticello. Ground ball to third. That'll be fair, or no, just foul, they say. Third baseman Cathy backhanded it, fumbled it right behind the bag. We hadn't got a good view, but it wasn't foul by many inches, JT.
I think it was fair all the way till it got to the bag, and then it went right inside the bag.
And now the Warren crowd moans on that breaking pitch. Fritz gave up on it. He's asking the umpire where it was. He said, I hope that was low. He got the call.
Fritz was starting to walk away.
Now a walk. Maybe that's a good start for the Scrappers.
Anytime you can get that leadoff man on, that's got to be a good sign.
Next
for
up,
you.
And JT, you made a good point. I'd have to go back and look through all my score sheets over at DeQueen this week. More times than not, when the Scrappers are on defense, the leadoff guy has gotten on versus Monticello, versus
Luke Boone.
Magnolia, and so far in the first inning here against Warren. Here's Luke Boone, left-handed hitter. Luke's got a little power in that left center field gap, and they're pulled way around. Left fielder almost in left center field. And they throw over to first.
Go, be ready.
Fritz got some speed. Both the Fritz boys, they've done a good bit of courtesy running this year for the catcher and pitcher for the Scrappers. And Boone takes a strike at the letters. Taken out, didn't offer. Coach Stewart goes through the signs. We'll expect the Scrappers to be aggressive on the bases as they have been all year. 1-0-1 pitch to Boone. Boone gets it down. Pitcher doesn't even look at second, and the sacrifice is good. Bunted it right back to the pitcher, Spears, but thought Fritz had a good jump. It would have been iffy if he would have thrown to second, JT, so the sacrifice is good.
And that tells you right there everything you need to know about what Coach Stewart thinks about today's game. You know, need to get runs, need to get something going early. You're going to give one of your best hitters the sacrifice bunt sign, and he gets it done.
And then I guess probably either Honey or Green hadn't looked lately, the leading average hitter, and here's Gage Green. See if he can get the Scrappers on the board. Swings a low inside pitch, pulls it way foul by the Lumberjack dugout. Catcher Jude Cathy goes out, says something to his pitcher, carries him a new baseball. Fritz Walt goes to second on a sacrifice bunt. Scrappers down 1-0 here, top of 2. Magnolia and Arkadelphia play for the championship right here. Scheduled first pitch at 2:30. And now the pitcher steps off, and unless this game speeds up, they'll never pitch it at 2:30. JT.
No, sir. We are just in the top of the second. 30
top
minutes
of
in.
the second. We've played 30 minutes. Curveball, and Green fouls it again, but now he's in the hole 0-2. I think Warren and Star City's girls are playing third and fourth across the way, so Obviously, it had to split up Warren's crowd a little bit.
Yeah, I saw the Bulldog fans coming in when I came in this morning.
0-2 to Green, runner at second, one out. Strike 3 called, and it's a fastball right down the middle, and Green can't pull the trigger. Guess he was looking for a breaking ball again.
Next up for the Scrappers, number 15, shortstop Gage Applegate.
Yeah, he must have been because, like you said, that was a fastball right down the middle. So.
Now, Gage Applegate, he hadn't had but a handful of at-bats for the varsity. He's a freshman. He gets a start at shortstop today. Put the freshman right in the fire quickly. He's up there with an open stance from the right side. Takes the ball high. Scrappers do have high hopes for Applegate in the next 2 or 3 years, though, JT.
Yeah, he's a highly touted freshman. He's had a lot of success playing in the travel ball system.
And was a good receiver for the junior Scrapper football team this year. Tall, slender kid. And he takes a strike over the inside edge. And Spears doesn't throw very hard, but he's been locating pretty well all day. And JT said he's walked more than he's pitched innings, which has been very few this year, but he's located good so far today. And a curveball and a strike. Again, that curveball, it's not that big Uncle Charlie sharp breaker, JT, but just enough, and the Scrapper hitters give up on it, and that was a little front door curveball, broke in under Applegate's hands.
Yeah, you got to see if you can pick that up early and sit back on it and drive it.
Now fastball inside, just inside. Applegate yet to swing the bat. The count's 2-2, 2 out, runner at second. Scrappers down 1-0. Zeus Hutchinson on deck. And a wild pitch.
Balk was called first.
Maybe I don't know. I haven't got a good look at the pitcher because we're almost exactly behind the plate, and the umpire and the catcher screen us off, but he called a balk, and maybe Spears heard it as he turned it loose. The ball went to the screen. Anyway, the runner gets to third. And Applegate wants to put something in play. The count's 2-2. Swinging the tapper. Applegate's going to beat it out, and I think a good piece of running. Scrappers don't score the run, and maybe a good piece of running. Coach Stewart's talking to Fritz. If he would have gotten a really good break, he could have probably gotten there. But a swinging bunt base hit down the third baseline, but Fritz stays put. First base hit for the Scrappers.
You know, and for Applegate, that goes down in the book as a hard line drive, but he gets a single.
Now let's see if the Scrappers want to run first and third. I'm going to guess they probably will. Coach Ledford over talking to Applegate. The freshman's got good speed. Zeus Hutchinson, good speed at the plate. Fritz, good speed at third. Pretty good lead by Applegate. Not going. Ball just high. Hayden Gray's on deck. Scrappers trying to tie this thing up. They're behind 1-0 in the second here. There he goes, way high. And they come up and throw hard back to the pitcher. But Fritz didn't bite at third base. Now base hit might give the Scrappers the lead. Ball 2 to Hutchinson. And a ball low. 3-0. Zeus will probably take a pitch with Gray on deck. And a strike right down the middle. And strike 2 right down the middle. That's that same fastball that Green took for a strike 3.
Scrappers need a hit right here.
And a little flare to the shortstop. Hutchinson swung the ball forward. It was up about his 10. And just popped it to the shortstop. So the Scrappers threaten, but they don't score. No runs on a hit. No errors, a couple left. Warren up 1-0. They come to bat in the bottom of the second. Chambers back to the mound. No, I think the Scrubbers are making a pitching change. And we'll tell you who it is when we come back. Warren 1, Nashville nothing. We'll be right back.
Free passes from the mound and free bases and runs out in the field. That'll usually win you a bunch of ball games.
Yep. Chambers moves into left field, and Arnold on the mound, and he'll face Ren Reed, their DH. A couple of walks to open the game, and the Lumberjacks turned that into a run. And Arnold throws hard
Number
to
3,
high ball.
Ren Reed.
And he throws a fastball by Reed right at the letters. And another fastball high. Like you say, JT, Arnold hadn't been on this mound this year. And right down the middle that time.
Yeah, and that's so it's so overlooked, you know, when you go from dirt mound to dirt mound and then you go into turf ones. They're all different.
And Green getting a sign from Coach Stewart. Now he gives it to Arnold. Swing and a miss. And a strikeout.
And the best part about that is the leadoff man is not on.
Next up for the Lumberjacks, 16 catcher Jude Cathy.
Out of 16 Indian Scrubbers have played in this tournament, I think I could count on one hand how many times the leadoff man has not been on, and I probably would have some fingers left over. And a ball.
A pitch that was called a ball. That's what we'll call it.
We're right behind the plate. Umpire doing a good job, but that looked like he's right in green. Says, where was that one? Little flare into right field, and it'll go foul as Gray gives chase over by their tarp. One blessing, wind blowing in. One blessing this week, we hadn't had to fight rain the last 3 days.
That's
JT.
right, yeah. And I know the head coach over here. You know, he's done a great job making sure the field's ready, but I'm sure he's glad there's been no rain.
And Arnold coming in throwing hard, throws a fastball by Cathy.
And he's hitting spots. That's the best part.
Swing and a ball gets away from Green. Can he throw him out?
He got back to the bag. He sure did. Umpire didn't see that, but he got back to the bag.
Coach Stewart wants him to ask the home plate umpire. I doubt we'll get the call. The umpire was calling him safe and looking over as Kirby went to the foul side of the bag. But I think definitely he got back to the bag. They're talking it over. Third base umpire comes in.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
I don't know what he's just listening.
Yeah.
But just another tough break for the Scrappers. Yep.
That's tough, but he did get back to bag, but didn't work.
Strikeout and a wild pitch.
Number 24, second baseman, Tucker McDermott.
And the Scrappers again turning into their own worst enemy here early. Here's Tucker McDermott, the second baseman. And Hall throws the ball just outside. And a strike as McDermott, he's right on top of the plate.
That one went right underneath his hands.
Thought that hit him. He looks like a little high school second baseman. Ground ball, let's see if Honey can cut it off. Applegate gets it and throws on the run and throws it wild. It was probably going to be an infield single, but the runners will end up on second and third. It was a little tapper between third and short. Honey couldn't cut it off. Applegate corrals it, and he throws wide
Number
at
7,
first.
right fielder, Asen Gerardo.
And unfortunately, the Scrappers have been unable to find a shortstop that's been able to eat that ball. They're having several errors off of a play like that this year. Just got to eat that sometimes.
Now here's Wardo, the ninth place hitter, and their best athletes on deck. So Scrappers trying to dig himself in a hole. No fault of Arnold as he's come in. He could have had a clean inning, but we've got one out and runners on second and third. Corner infield in. Shortstop and second baseman back. There's a base hit. He's going to score one or two. He holds him up as the throw comes in. And now the Lumberjacks set up for a big inning at the top of the order.
And yet again, the bottom of the lineup is causing trouble for the Scrappers.
Number 2, center fielder, A.J. Jordan.
Now it's a limited damage deal now. See if you can hold them maybe to one. Scrappers already down 2-0. Probably look for this run over. Asen Wardo to run, and there he goes, and almost, and Green throws it over the second baseman's head, but a good job by Applegate to back it up, and nobody could advance. That ball sailed on Gage Green.
I didn't know that Applegate could jump that high.
And boy, the wheels coming off for the Scrappers here early. And a ball inside. A strikeout, another strikeout, but reaches base on a wild pitch, an error, and a base hit, and the Lumberjacks are in business, already up 2-0. Now on throws high again. Their next pitcher, batter Colby Pope, saw about 10 or 11 pitches from Chambers in the first inning and finally walked. And a 4-pitch walk to the leadoff.
Number 11, Colby Pope.
And Coach Stewart calls timeout. He's coming out.
I looked it up. It was 11 pitches that he saw.
And he's talking to his pitcher. Arnold's going to stay in there. Warren in the position to blow it open early right now, JT.
That they are, and Coach Stewart's letting Gage Green know we got to be more secure with the baseball. Can't almost overthrew that on that throw down, but you just got to calm down. Just got to calm down and know what you know how to do and get it done.
And now the umpire's going out to break it up. And here's the situation. There's one out. We're in the top of the second. Warren's up 2-0, and they've got the bases loaded. And their highest average hitter at the plate, Colby Pope.
And he leads the team in RBI.
And all throws high.
We'll take a nice hard hit ground ball back to the pitcher, right? That'll work.
Yeah, 1-2-3 double play would be what the doctor ordered. And there's fly ball into right. Can Gray get there? He does. And
there's a double play.
And man, really poor base running by the Lumberjacks before we go to break. The line drive, and Gray came in, made a nice play, but it wasn't a great play. He had it all the way. The runner Jordan was off first, and as I was looking, the runner at third didn't tag. He was 6 steps off the bag. If we wouldn't have gotten the double play, they still wouldn't have scored. Maybe that's what the doctor ordered. One scores 1 run on a hit, no errors. 2 left on base. Scrappers come to the plate in the third. 2-0 Warren. We'll be right back. Spears back to the mound for the Lumberjacks. Scrappers down 2-0. Top of the order, Gray, Chambers, and Honey coming to the plate.
Nashville lineup
Scrappers
turns
got out
over.
of a
Leadoff hitter
mess
number 7,
by
Hayden
a nice
Gray.
play by Gray and some really bad base running by the Lumberjacks. JT, let's see if that'll light a fire under these Scrappers.
And as it always goes, good play in the field. Come to the bat at the bottom of the inning, top of the inning in this case.
And Gray asks for time. Their third baseman, Kathy, in on the edge of the grass. And Gray takes a ball. We don't know what these Lumberjacks have got behind Spears. Scrappers left a couple on last inning. And Gray quickly takes ball 2, and he needs to be selective here. And the 2-0. Inside ball 3, and Gray will take a pitch.
With a pitcher that's only thrown 10 innings all year, you're into his third inning. You just don't know how much more he's got left.
And right down the middle. 3-1. Now Gray takes a look at Coach Stewart.
That's why I think it's really important to try and take as many pitches as you can.
And a 5-pitch walk to Gray, and a good start for the Scrappers. Fritz walked to lead off the last inning. Scrappers couldn't get him any farther than third base.
Number 1, Carson Chambers.
Notice Carson has popped up several times here in this tournament. He'd like to get on top of the baseball and drive something. Gray a threat to run. Not going, and he is delayed still, and
Nobody was
the
covering the
old
bag.
delayed steal, and he looked up, and nobody from Warren, their middle infielders, weren't covering the bag. He took that secondary lead, and then he just scooted down to second base.
Chambers now the runner in scoring position, looking for a ball in the gap somewhere.
Scrappers want to score here. Got their best hitters up with a runner at second and nobody out. Now they turn and throw it into center field, and here goes Gray to third base. And the Scrappers tried to give the Lumberjacks something the last half inning. The Lumberjacks trying to give it back right now.
And hopefully the Scrappers can capitalize.
Really a slow-paced game here so far.
Yeah, we're just in the top of the third, going on an hour.
Swing and a miss. Fastball over the outside edge. They're back all the way around. Ground ball scores a run. Swing and a miss, and Carson saying should have hit both of those pitches. Medium speed fastball. And it's outside this time, makes it 2-2. Two-two pitch. Pop into short center field. Gray's tagging. Let's see what he's doing. He's coming in and he will score. Chambers reaches out and pokes it into center field, and Jordan comes up, makes the throw to the first base side of home plate, and a
Next up for the
sacrifice fly
Scrappers,
for
13,
Chambers.
Mason Honey.
Yeah, Chambers would have loved to get in the base hit there, but the run is what's important. So he gets the sacrifice fly and gets the RBI.
And a strike to Honey as he gives up on a curveball. That's probably been Spears' best pitch, that little front door curveball to a right-handed hitter. And every now and then, like the fastball in it was high, he's got a little pop to it. Late swing by Honey on a high breaking pitch, and he's in the hole 1-2. Carson Kirby on deck.
This is definitely the part of the lineup you want up to try and score some runs, get back in his ball game.
2-1 Warren. It's the third. Line drive. Into right field as Honey was late, and I had to wait a minute as the second baseman dove, but it sneaked under his glove, and Honey continues his good hit.
Carson Kirby.
Yeah, second baseman just couldn't get there to make the play, and Honey reaches, and now we've got Carson Kirby coming up after he hit a home run against Magnolia yesterday. Kirby leads the team with 10 doubles on the year and 26 RBI.
Center fielder, now he moves around toward more straightaway for the left-handed hitting Kirby. Outfield exactly straight away. Kirby takes the ball high. Honey runs at first. Bryson Harris, the Lumberjack first baseman, holds it on. Honey, one of the Scrappers, probably not a threat to run in this situation. And Kirby takes one outside. Now he can sit on something, 2-0.
Honey does have one stolen base on the season.
And Kirby gets hit by a fastball. Hits it in the shoulder as Spears try to overthrow that one. Now let's see what Brett Fritz can do. And Coach Gonzalez comes out to talk to his pitcher, and we've got a powwow going on at the mound, and the Scrapper runners and batter go over and talk to Coach Stewart. If you were listening when it started the game, Matt Gonzalez, he's their acting head coach today, their head coach Jared Dutton, got into it with the first base umpire in their game against Arkadelphia yesterday. I was watching JT. First base umpire gave him 3 or 4 minutes to argue his position. He got pretty hot. He headed back to the dugout. The umpire headed back to his position behind first. Then Dutton turned around and gave him another shout, and he was gone.
Yeah, the umpires usually will give you a little bit of leeway, but once you've broken it up, that should be the end of the conversation. But
And now wild pitch. And the runners will get to second and third.
Scrappers with something going here in the top of the third.
Second and third, 1 out. Fritz wants to put it in play. He walked last time. Third baseman in, everybody else back. And a strike over the outside edge. It's a cool breeze here, a little cooler than it was yesterday, JT.
Yeah, you know, when I checked the weather this morning, it said the high was only going to be 72. So.
1-1 pitch now, long look in. And a foul off to the right side over the Scrapper dugout and bullpen.
That is not what they say it's going to be on Thursday in Monticello. They're calling for a high temperature in Monticello of 97 degrees on Thursday.
I saw it was supposed to be 90 or 91 here, maybe a little hotter in Monticello. JT and I'll be there. Just low. Spears wanted that call. Fritz wants to put it in play. Boone is on deck. Boone sacrificed his first time. Line drive into right field. See if the right fielder can get there. He can, and Honey is coming to the plate and saved. Honey scores on a sacrifice fly to tie it up. Fritz put the bat on the ball, and 2 sacrifice flies this inning by Chambers and Fritz have tied the game.
You know, we said in the break that it was so important for the Scrappers to capitalize on that double play, and they've done that, getting back in this ball game.
See if Boone can get a knock. Fastball, swing and a miss. Boone has
Scrapper
a
hitters
big
number 3,
count.
Luke Boone.
Gage Green's on deck. And he takes something off, and Boone takes it outside. Gray walked to start the inning, stole a base, got the third on an error. Chambers got him in with a sacrifice fly. Honey single. Kirby hit by a pitch, a wild pitch, and another sacrifice fly. Ties it at 2 and a breaking ball in the dirt. And a good stop by Jude Cathy, their catcher. Two-one to Boone. 2 outs. Throws a fastball by Boone.
You know, he's not, we've said he's not overpowering you, but he has on some of these hitters. Throwing it just right past him.
Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 3. And the pitch. Strike 3 ball, and Boone knows it. But the Scrappers pick up a couple of runs on the hit. There was an error on running left. All tied at 2, bottom of the third. Come back and join us. This is Scrapper Baseball playing for the 3rd place seed in the state tournament next week at Monticello. We're on 99.5. going to the bottom of the third. We've played exactly 1 hour. Played only 2.5 innings. Scrappers got out of a big mess thanks to a nice play by Hayden Gray and base running blunders by the Lumberjacks. And here's their third place hitter, Bryson Harris. And he smokes it with the left foot. Big man hit that one hard. That's the hardest ball's been hit today, JT.
He did. Carson Chambers came up on that. I don't know if you saw it. He was ready to try and throw him out at first because the big man does not run very fast, but Kirby wasn't ready. He wasn't over there on the back. Chambers had the idea. He was ready to go.
And I tell you what, there's been some strange things happen here this weekend, but if we'd have seen a 7-3, that would have topped them all. Arnold throws hard and throws a fastball by the pitcher Spears. He takes a big cut. Green sets up outside and he throws it against the screen. And we let the big man go to second. And that could come back and haunt us because double play candidate out there. And
I was just about to say, though, I was impressed with Harris's lead. You know, for a guy his size, you know he's not going to steal, but he had a good lead over there first.
Now, nobody out, and the Lumberjacks have that guy on second base. And just high. Madden Arnold in relief of Carson Chambers. Chambers threw in the high 50s day before yesterday, 30 pitches in the first inning today. And a strike makes it 1-2.
And like you said, you know, you'd love for him to pitch as much as possible, but in reality, next week's way more important, so you want to make sure he doesn't get hurt throwing too many.
Check swing and a foul off his hand. Harris, the first baseman, led off with a bullet into left field, went to second on a wild pitch. He's there with nobody out. Just low. Now full count. Fly ball deep center field. Way back is Hutchinson. Way back, and catcher gets over his shoulder, and the big man Harris cannot tag and go to third. And I doubt Wilson Park would have held that one,
Number
JT.
9, Hayden Cathy.
Zeus Hutchinson was on his horse, his car, whatever he could get on to get it back there as fast as he could to get that one, and still was almost not able to get it, but he made a great play, got it back in, and Scrappers get the first out of the inning.
Left-handed hitting Hayden Cathy up. Swing and a miss. Cathy struck out swinging to end the first inning against Chambers.
And Arnold looking good coming in, throwing strikes.
And a little line drive to the shortstop, and Applegate takes about 2 steps to his right. Kind of hit it off the trademark. Looked better leaving the bat, I thought, JT, than it was hit.
Yeah, just one of those looping line drives.
Number 3,
Applegate
Ren Reed.
time to jump right, got the out.
And here's Ren Reap. He's their DH. Ball gets by Green again. It's a high pitch. But it'll be a nice ball. Puts a runner at third. Scrappers came back with 2 in the top of the third. They'd like to keep Warren off the scoreboard here in the bottom, JT.
They sure would, and you know, Arnold's up there trying to get balls across the plate for strikes and looking to get the third out of the inning.
And a high fastball. Green goes up and gets that one, ball 2. Catcher Cathy is on deck. Ball 3, and he'll probably take a pitch. A 4-pitch walk.
And that'll start bringing up the bottom of the lineup. And
Number
Scrappers need to
16,
do something
Jude Cathy.
to not let them hurt them.
This is one of those things that when I say it, you'll think, what's he talking about? But this hitter, Jude Cathy, their catcher, he scored one of their 2 runs, and he struck out in the second inning, but he reached first base on a wild pitch. Round ball headed to left. Applegate knocks it down, saves a run, or saves a base. But it's an infield single, and Scrappers can't get out of the 3rd inning. And now it's 2nd and 3rd, and McDermott is up.
Number
And
24,
we'll send a
Tucker
courtesy
McDermott.
runner in. So the catcher, ball hit in the hole between 3rd and short. Applegate did a good job diving, JT, but it's an infield hit all the way.
Yeah, nothing he could do but try and keep the runner from getting to 3rd.
McDermott right on the plate and ball up and in for a ball. Little second baseman reached on an error his first time.
Looks like that courtesy runner is Wardlaw.
There's a pop-up. Let's see who can find it. Zeus Hutchison out, and Zeus puts it away. And that takes care of the Lumberjacks, but they score a run on a couple of hits, and they go ahead. We've played 3. Warren 3, Nashville 2. It'll be Green, Applegate, and Hutchison when we bat at the top of the 4th. We'll be right back. This is a
Leading
close
off for the
game.
Scrappers, 18,
I don't
Gage
think
Green.
anybody would say it's been very well played on either side so far. Let's see if the Scrappers can get something going. Here's Gage Green. He struck out looking and takes the ball. Green, Applegate, and Hutchison. Way high, the ball pops out of the catcher's mitt. Pitch. All 3, and Green will take a pitch. Scrappers want that leadoff runner on.
Good things happen when you can get that leadoff man on.
They've had him on 2 out of 3 innings. And Warren's had him on 2 out of 3, and a 4-pitch walk to Green, and we'll see a courtesy runner come out.
That's going to be Peyton Hill.
Next to the box for the scrapper is number 15, Gage Applegate.
And the senior Peyton Hill comes out to rookie. See what Coach Stewart's going to do with Applegate, the freshman. Applegate got a swinging bunt base hit. One of the 2 scrapper hits of the day. Honey's got the other one. Hill gets him a nice lead over there. And draws the throw. How many pitches has Spears thrown today, JT?
Spears that was 71 that he just threw to Gage Arena.
And so he's through 71, really through 3 innings. We're in the top of the 4th, nobody out. And a strike and a good pitch. JT, you made the point. Spears has had pretty good location at times today, both with his breaking ball and his fastball.
Yeah, he's done a good job for the Lumberjacks, and Scrappers have not been able to time him up and get some hard hit balls yet.
He's held the Scrappers to 2 hits. The swinging bunt, and Honey poked one through the right side. And the ball goes to the backstop, and he'll scoot down to second base.
So now you've got a runner in scoring position up there for Applegate. No outs.
And the pitch, way high ball to him. JT not keeping count, but I expect both sides. We've seen 8 to 10 pitches go to the backstop today so far.
The Scrappers, I just looked, have 3 wild pitches, 2 pass balls, and the Lumberjacks have 2 wild pitches. So 7, yeah, you're right there.
And a ball outside. 3-1 to Applegate. Zeus Hutchison on deck. Top of the order right behind him. 3-2 Warren. Slow game out here. Swinging foul. Fastball in on his hands. Makes the count full to the freshman Applegate. Spears looks in, gets his sign, takes a look at second, comes to the plate. All 4 just inside, and Applegate takes a free bag.
That was close.
That's 2 walks to
Number
lead
2,
off the
Zeus
inning,
Hutchinson.
and as JT says, that was really close to the inside corner, and you're going to expect Hutchison to bunt here. Good speed on the bases. Hill courtesy running for Green at second, and Applegate at first can run. Hutchison shows bunt, takes a strike.
Coach Gonzalez is taking a peek down at his bullpen down there. I think he's trying to get a sign whether or not his new pitcher is ready or not.
Throw to second base, and Spears almost throws it into center field.
That was a blind throw. There was nobody covering the bag when he released the ball. Good job by the shortstop there, O'Neal, as he was able to snag that.
Hill had to dive back, and he was on his belly, and their center fielder Jordan was backing up. Don't think there could have been any advance, and Hutchison bunts that pitch way high and outside. That's why I flinched. I was waiting for him to pull his bat back and he fouled it off.
He went way across the zone there to try and get up and get that one.
Now he's down in the count 0-2. Let's see what Zeus can do. Just a little pop-up. And he's out, and we're going to maybe get a double play. Yes, we do. Just bad base running by the Scrappers. Maybe stuck his bat out on ball that was up in the zone and it was popped up about 10 or 12 feet in the air. The catcher caught it right in front of the plate, and Hill had wandered too far off second. So we gave him back the base running mistake then.
We sure did. That's a tough break right there for the Scrappers. You had a little momentum going and unable to capitalize. Hayden Gray up there trying to get the rally going with 2 outs.
Here's the pitch. Gray takes the ball high. Scrappers had a promising start. First 2 walked. That's 2 out and 1 on. Nashville down 3-2. And a little breaking ball, and Gray thought he was outside, but he catches the outside corner. See if Applegate wants to run here. Ball outside as Cathy comes up and fakes the throw to first, but doesn't do it. 2-1 to Gray. Scoreboard says Warren 3, Nashville 2. Scrapperettes play in about an hour and 15 minutes for the regional championship against Monticello. Curveball goes high, the ball pops out of the catcher's mitt. Catcher's mitts are having a hard time holding balls this weekend.
They are, yeah, they are. I don't know if they got some extra mojo they need to get on them or something, but all the catchers seem to be struggling to secure the baseball.
Ball high.
Here comes Carson Chambers with
Number 1,
With a
Carson
chance.
Chambers.
Scrappers have had 3 walks this inning, but have yet to dip the plate.
they ain't even had a runner at third yet.
As a pop-up into a double play resulted in the 2 outs. Change up there, dips low to Chambers. Chambers is flat out to left and center today. Pops it straight up to right field. Right fielder chasing it in foul territory. So the Scrappers waste a chance in the 4th. No runs on no hits. No errors, a couple left. Nashville down 3-2. We'll be right back. Madden Arnold to the mound. JT.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Lumberjacks on the base pass, Scrappers on the base pass, and only 5 of them have come across the plate.
Number 7, Ace Gerardo.
The seen Wardo. He's got one of their hits. They've got 3. And a ball just inside. Arnold in relief of Carson Chambers. Ground ball to third. Honey gets a second hop, throws low, and another error. Kirby can't throw it out, dig it out, and haven't seen Mason Honey probably miss a throw like that all year, JT.
Mason Honey's got a great arm, and he's telling Carson Kirby that's my fault right there because he can make that throw 99 times out of 100. He just put it in the dirt. Kirby couldn't dig it up.
Warren batting order flips over. Number 2, A.J. Jordan.
And Lumberjacks have a runner at second and nobody out, and A.J. Jordan is up. I mentioned earlier he's a receiver committed to the University of Arkansas, and he looks the part, JT.
He sure does.
Ball just low.
Arnold needs to be a little bit more careful. He almost didn't come set there.
And he thought better of it then. He started to go into the windup. I don't know whether the runner at second base was paying any attention. Arnold did it right, though. He backed off, didn't ball. Ground ball to short. Let's see if Applegate can hurry. Low and Arnold says, what do I got to do? 2 routine ground balls.
Yeah, as a pitcher, that's tough. You get 2 ground balls and you give up a run and a runner on second base. That's going to be tough. Coach Stewart's going to come out and talk to his pitcher and his infield, I'm sure.
He's saying, not your fault, man. And if you're not watching on live stream, JT, it's just been a tough game all the way. 2 routine plays, 2 big hops to the infielders have plenty of time that you make 99% of the time, and Scrapper's starting to press today. You just go, they're starting to press.
Yeah, Coach Stewart talking to him, guys, we just got to play baseball how we know how to play. Just make those throws. Applegate had time to take another step and set his feet and get it over there, and Honey did too. And they're just struggling right now to find their rhythm.
Number 11, Kobe Pope.
This is Kobe Pope. Runner at second, nobody out. And Arnold throws strikes. All low. Lumberjacks have scored 1. Wardo reached on an error. Jordan reached on an error. Throwing errors, they both got to second base, and Arnold turns and looks at second. Nobody out here in the 4th. Pop up over the backstop here. Ball and 2 strikes. Pope's seen a lot of pitches today. Ball high. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Warren up 4-2 here in the 4th. Swinging a tap foul at the plate. Remember back in the first inning, JT, when Chambers was pitching, Pope saw 11 pitches. Chambers got 2 strikes on him and never could get that 3rd one by.
Yeah, Pope is doing a good job of seeing pitches today. He's already right here. This is his sixth pitch of the at bat.
And Arnold takes a look at Jordan down at second. Scrappers looking for an out. They've got the middle of their order up. They're already ahead with a runner at second and 2 outs.
Analytics guys will tell you anytime you can get above 6 pitch at bat, that's a good quality at bat.
And he gets it by him in. A little bit of a breaking ball and a strikeout. So take him yourself, Madden Arnold. And don't want to keep beating a dead horse, JT, but it should have been a 1-2-3 inning for the Scrappers.
Should have been, could have been, but it wasn't, unfortunately.
Harris, he's hit it harder. Ground ball to second, and Fritz throws it out, and Kirby throws back behind the runner and almost throws it over Honey's head. And that's one of those plays where we're sitting. I never
Number
saw
12,
a baseball
Nathan
for the
Spears.
umpire and the catcher.
Yeah, that's one where if it works, great, but if it doesn't, you give up a run. Honey helped out his teammate there.
Here's the pitcher, Spears. And all throws high. Same place, ball 2. Jordan runs at third with 2 outs. And the umpire wants to throw his hand up, but it's inside ball 3, and Hayden Cathy, the third baseman's on deck. And a 4-pitch walk.
He was taking that pitch so much, he was holding his bat with one hand.
And we'll see if they're going to let him run for himself. He's the pitcher.
Number 9, Hayden Cathy.
And looks like he's going to stay out there. We'll see if the pitcher's going to run first and third. Fastest guy in the ballpark is at third base for the Lumberjacks. Cathy's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a line out. And a strike at the knee. Good pitch by Arnold. Kirby holds and gets the runner at first. Tries a changeup. I think we've called a ball. Arnold doesn't stop, and a balk gets the second run in for the inning. Swinging a foul right back here against the screen, makes the count 0-2 on the batter. 2 unearned runs so far this inning for the Lumberjacks, who find themselves up 5-2. Arnold has to tie his shoe out there on the mound.
Umpire was keeping an eye on him because he didn't call time. He just stepped down to tie.
Tries that changeup again. It goes high, 1-2. Ball goes low, now evens the count at 2-2, from 0-2 to 2-2. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 call right down the middle. But the Lumberjacks scored 2 runs on no hits. They run left. There were a couple of errors. We'll be back. National Lab 5-2. Come back and join us.
Spears has thrown 86 pitches today. Umpire
13, Mason
over at
Honey.
third base getting into his position. Honey digs in from the right side. Spears toes the rubber. He kicks in, fires. Honey takes that fastball down low for ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one runs high, and Honey's ahead 2-0. Scrappers have scored 2 runs in the third. The Lumberjacks have scored a run at least in every inning. 1 in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth. Honey takes that one way low, gets back to the backstop, and he's ahead in the count 3-0. He takes a 4-pitch walk, and he'll trot on down to first base. So the Scrappers again with a leadoff man on, and Carson Kirby coming to the plate.
Number
Honey
34,
takes a
Carson
walk.
Kirby.
Scrappers down 3. Scrappers got the first 2 on last inning, couldn't score. How many pitches for Nathan Spears so far, JT?
90.
And a pop-up foul as Kirby has something good to hit, but fouls it off to the back of the grandstand. And a ball inside as Kirby takes it. Game in the top of the 5th. Fly ball to right field. Right fielder doesn't have to move and take it away. Off the end of the bat a little bit then, JT.
Yeah, he just
Next in the
didn't
box
get
for
the
the
barrel on
Scrappers,
it.
number 9, Brett Fritz.
Just an easy can of corn out to the right fielder.
Scrappers have only had 2 hits. And Brett Fritz has had a sacrifice fly. He knocked in a run. Scrappers scored their 2 in the 3rd inning. One of the Scrappers' 2 hits have been of the infield variety. Fritz fouls it back. He's down 0-1. All outside.
Go. Ready.
Adden Arnold's in the game as a pitcher. He's going to hit next. And a ball. 2-1. Lumberjacks up 5-2, top of the 5th. Long look, and now the pitch. All high.
You got to give credit to Spears today. Somebody came in only throwing 10 innings on the year. He's thrown 4 and a third today, and he's at 97 pitches. He's done a good job for the Lumberjacks.
And strike 2 as Fritz is taken. That's a full count. Honey runs at first with 1 out. Ball high.
Good job by Brett Fritz there to lay off that. It was well out of the zone, but sometimes on those high fastballs, you can get yourself tricked into swinging at it.
That's 7 walks that Spears have given up. And Coach Gonzalez is going to come out and pitch counts high. And I believe he is going to take the baseball. He's going to take the baseball, and Scrappers may have helped him some, but JT, I'm going to say he's really pleased with his right-hander, Nathan Spears.
Absolutely. You know, you get into your 4th pitcher, and he can throw 99 pitches and only give up 2 runs. That's a good good day.
Lumberjacks make a pitching change. We're going to take a break. I'll give you the situation before we go. We're in the 5th inning. Nashville down 5-2. There's one out and runners at first and second. We'll take a 1 minute break, tell you about the changes, and see what the Scrappers can do here in the 5th. We'll be back in just 1 minute. Jackson now. Trying to hold the Lumberjacks down. Scrappers have 2 more chances. They're down 5-3.
Got some defensive replacements out there. Banks Ray comes into second base, and Brett Fritz moves over to shortstop.
Number 3, Ren Reed.
Scrappers have had trouble defensively today. Swinging a foul. Reap is struck out and walked. Another foul off to the right side. Arnold's got him in the hole 0-2. Set the Scrapper defense for you with some changes. And another foul. Green's behind the plate. Honey's at third. Fritz is at short. Ray's at second. Kirby's at first. Left to right in the outfield is Chambers, Hutchison, and Gray. Foul ball to short. Fritz gets it on the hop. He throws it fly.
That's what we need to see right there. Good job by Brett Fritz getting moved over short.
Number
Makes the
16,
first play on
catcher,
2
Jude
hops.
Cathy.
Fires a strong throw over Carson Kirby and gets the first out of the inning.
Jude Cathy, the catcher, comes to the plate. And a good fastball over the inside edge for Arnold. And Madden Arnold's come in and done a really good job. Game would be tied other than 2 unearned runs that the Lumberjacks scored. Now ground ball up the middle. Fritz picks it and throws.
What a play by Brett Fritz there, moving to his left with some momentum and scoops it up, fires it over to Carson Kirby, and second out of the
Number
inning.
24, Tucker McDermott.
As JT described, that ball was headed up the middle. Fritz moved to his left, scooped it, set his shoulders, and threw another strike to first base. Here's McDermott. Just high, ball 1. McDermott, he's reached on an error and flied out to center field. Outside, ball 2. Now ball 3. And a 4-pitch walk.
Arnold just couldn't find the zone there, and
Number 7,
Gabe Green throws it
Mario.
on top of his head. And we continue to kick ourselves in the foot with some of these defensive plays.
Here's their right fielder, Asin Wardo. He's been on base both times. Scored one of their runs. One of those unearned runs last inning as he reached on an error.
Big out here for the Scrappers. You can keep from turning the lineup over.
And a wild pitch. Ball was in the left-hand batter's box. Green could have stopped it, but it was in the dirt. And after 2 quick outs, now they have a runner in scoring position. Game getting late. Scrappers can't afford to give up much more. All high, and all of a sudden Arnold can't find the strike zone. How many has he thrown today?
He's thrown 66 pitches.
That could be his high for the year, and I wouldn't know that, but I would guess it's pretty close. Way outside, and 7 balls in a row. Top of the order on deck. And a strike over the outside edge. 3-1. Warren up 5-3. We play in the bottom of the fifth. 2 out, a runner at second. Strike 2 as Eduardo throws the bat back to the dugout and starts to first base, but the right arm of the umpire brings him back. He needs to say, my bad.
Yeah, you need to turn to the umpire and be like, oh, sorry about that. But he didn't do it.
Here comes the payoff pitch. And that's ball 4. Scrapper playing with
On the back
5.
order turns over. Number 2, A.J. Jordan.
Coach Stewart comes out to talk to his pitcher.
That's the 6th walk for the Scrappers. He takes the ball. Looks like he's going to give it to Banks Ray. So the Scrappers make a pitching change. Nice job by Madden Arnold. He served better than he got today, JT.
He sure did. He had a couple errors that nothing he could do about, but he gave the Scrappers some good innings and kept them in it. You know, it's just a 2-run game. So
2-run game. Scrappers make a pitching change. Banks Ray comes to the mound. Takes a 1-inning break. When we come back, Warren will have first and second, 2 outs. Their leadoff batter up. Nicely down 5-3. We'll be back in 1 minute. To the mound, and JT Banks had a nice 7th inning yesterday against Magnolia, and try to keep the Scrappers close. They're down 5-3 here in the bottom of the fifth.
yeah, Banks just needs to come in and get that ball across the plate. Trust his defense. Scrappers got now you've got Madden Arnold over at second base. Him and Banks just switched
Yeah, they
spots.
just switched spots. Ray entered the game earlier, and here's their leadoff batter. Jordan, he scored 2 runs. Yet to have a hit. Runners at first and second, 2 outs. Ray throws the ball just low. Good pitch by Banks there, doesn't get the call.
Not a bad spot to miss with the big athlete Jordan up there at the plate.
Ground ball to short. Fritz throws to first and throws a strike. And Brett Fritz has 3 assists that inning, and the Scrappers dodge a jam. Warren scores no runs on no hits, had a couple left. Scrappers got 2 more at bats. They find themselves down 2. It's 5-3. Top of the order, Hayden Gray when we come back on B99.5 and YouTube live stream. Here's Hayden Gray. Back to this game, JT. You kind of get the feel if Nashville's going to get back in this game, it probably needs to be this inning.
Yeah, I mean, you're
Number
talking about
7,
the top of the
Hayden Gray.
six. You got the top of the lineup up. This is an important set of hitters for the Scrappers. They need to put some runners on base.
Here's Hayden Gray, first pitch now. Shows Bunt, gets it down. They're going to have to hurry. He throws and foul. Just gets a good play by the pitcher. I thought Gray was going to beat it out. It was not quite as far down the third base line as he
Number 1,
usually gets.
Carson
The
Chambers.
pitcher picked it up and threw him out by a half step.
Yeah, nothing you could do there with Hayden. I mean, he dropped it down and just didn't get it just far enough over to be able to reach, but good job by the pitcher there to throw him out.
Chambers has popped it up 3 times today. Tries a curveball low. Spears works from a set position and way high, ball 2 to Chambers. All 3 not closed as he takes something off. Chambers will take a pitch. Scrappers had only 3 hits today. Had several runners by a walk and a 4-pitch walk to Chambers right there.
Next to the box for Nashville, number 13.
Scrappers have done a
Mason
good
Honey.
job of hanging around in this game, not letting it get away. And so now Honey comes up. He's a tire and run at the plate.
And that's the 9th walk that the Scrappers have received, JT. Just need somebody to barrel one up and it goes over Honey's head for ball 1.
That ball almost was a foul ball. It almost hit his bat as he left it up there, ducking out of the way.
Yeah, you see that every now and then. Swinging a foul back to the screen by Honey. He was a little out in front. Carson Kirby on deck hitter comes up. The 5-3 Warren here in the top of the 6th inning. Honey taps it, and the umpire calls it foul, and that's a good thing.
That is a very good thing.
I believe if Honey wouldn't have swung at it, it might have hit him, JT.
I do too. I think it was coming right at his front shoulder, and he just swung at it.
He stayed in there, hit it right off the handle, right down at the plate. I thought maybe it hit the plate or hit in front of him. If it would, he would have been an easy out. Ground ball just foul. He tommyhawked a high pitch right about chin high, and it was about 1.5 feet foul past third.
React.
1-2 to Mason Honey. Little fly ball to right. Right fielder takes about 1 step to his left. And Honey fool and
Please,
2
number
quick outs.
34, Carson Kirby.
Carson Kirby. Scrappers have yet to time either of these 2 Spears as the softball game is tied up 9-9. Kirby is swinging a foul at something right down the middle. Two outs, runner at first. Warren up 5-3. Scrappers only have 4 outs left in this game. And a pop-up foul. Good curveball off to the back half of the plate to Kirby, and you can see these scrapper hitters, they're frustrated because they think they ought to be driving it, and so far it hadn't happened.
Looks like Star City has walked it off to win that third place game over there.
And Kirby swings at a high curveball and stays alive. Might have been high, but he probably needed to spoil it. So it looks like Star City wins 10-9. That means they'll be the third place seed at Monticello in softball, and Warren will be the fourth place. There goes the runner. And Chambers steals it easily. Scrapper's trying to do something, JT, to scratch out a run and get a little closer.
Yeah, Chambers goes on the 0-2 pitch, and Kirby now up there with the runner in scoring position. Base hit will get the game to 5-4.
And just a little roller to second as he reaches out and rolls over on it. Scrappers go easily in the sixth. Nothing good for the Scrappers. The runner left. Mike's ready to the mound. Lead of the order up for Warren. We'll be back in 1 minute. Warren 5, Nashville 3. Work follows Carson Chambers and Madden Arnold to the mound. Scrappers down 5-3. Scrappers have one more chance. What will the score be when it gets to the top of the seventh? Colby Pope, their second place hitter, up. He's walked, struck out in the line. Ray throws a strike.
Number 11, Kobe Pope.
It's fouled off to the Warren dugout on the third base side. Mike's working from the set position. Pop up. Who wants it? Kirby wants it right in front of Green. Let's see if somebody got hurt. Little pop-up about 20 feet down the first base line. Do you think Gage ever really saw it?
I think he saw it late. I heard Kirby call for it, but he called for it, and Gage was probably 2 steps away at that point. So just one of those situations where the ball was going to drop, but good job by Carson Kirby to hang on to it after that collision.
Kirby hung on to it. Could have been a bad collision. It wasn't. Kirby might have sprained his arm or his shoulder a little bit. Funny looking play. Banks Ray came off the mound. All 3 of them were in the vicinity. The ball about 10 feet foul and about 20 feet off the first baseline. And another pop up and foul by Bryson Harris.
Kirby doesn't seem to be holding anything or favoring anything, so maybe he just kind of got the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
Tapper toward third. Honey picks it up fair. That's Mason Honey we've seen all year right there. When Honey got through, he was all the way across the first baseline. The good news is the big first baseman, Bryson Harris, was running, and nobody is going to confuse him with their center fielder, A.J. Jordan, running. But a good play by Honey. And a pitch high to Nathan Spears. He's in left field. He gave him 4 1/3 innings on the mound. The two Spears boys have held the Scrappers to 3 runs. Shot into left field for a hit. Hard hit ball. Chambers gets it back in. A couple of times when you think the Scrappers can get them out 1, 2, 3 and hadn't worked
Number 8,
today.
Ryan Spears.
Yeah, so now they've got a runner on first, and they've got their new pitcher up there.
Good lead. Wow. Right back here off the steel facade. Long 3 days of baseball at DeQueen. Softball and baseball, and the Leopards have done an excellent job putting it on. We check swing off his handle and goes foul as Green jumps on behind the plate. Now the count goes 0-2. Banks Ray trying to get us into the 7th with Nashville only down 2. All low. Good 0-2 pitch by Banks. Line drive in center field. Cruz takes a step in, ball starts to carry. He goes back 2 steps, puts it away. Cathy hits it hard but out. One more chance for the Scrappers. They're down 2. When they come to the plate, it's Fritz, Arnold, and Green. If they stay in that order, Nashville down 5-3. Come back for the top of the 7th. We'll be right back. Scrappers down 5-3. Top of the 7th. Ryan Spears for his 3rd. Game has picked up the pace a little bit, JT. Game in the 7th now, just about 2 hours and 8 or 10 minutes old now.
Starting the 7th.
Yeah, it looks like we might be able
Brett
to
Fritz.
be timing it up to where we win this one before the softball starts. We'll see.
Brett Fritz, he's had a nice game defensively and hit a sacrifice fly and drove in a run. Takes the ball high, any way to get a base run. Scrappers down 2. Madden Arnold's on deck. Just high. Umpire kind of wanted to put that right arm up, thought better of it. 2 balls, no strikes. And now strike as Fritz taking all the ways he should on a 2-0 count with the Scrappers down 2 in the last inning. Fly ball into left field. Left fielder takes 2 steps to his left and puts it away. I mentioned to JT, between innings, the Scrappers have only 3 hits and have not really hit one ball
Now
hard
Scrapper
all day.
17, Madden Arnold.
Here's Madden Arnold.
Yeah, I don't know if that right there. It might have been the hardest hit ball of the day.
And the wind blowing in a little, and it's right at the left field. Ball on one to Arnold. Scrappers down to 2 outs, down 2. Hits him. Stands in there, hits him on the shoulder, and so the tying run comes to the plate. And Gage Green.
Number 18,
He's got one of the scrappers
Gage
hit. He hit a
Green.
little humpback liner to center field. Banks Ray's on deck.
Gage Green looking to drive something out there deep.
And a quick throw over to first base, and Arnold dives back in.
And what you cannot do is lose that runner at first.
All the way outside. Bryson Harris, their big first baseman, holds against Arnold. And a strike at the knees to Green. 1 ball and 1 strike. Green stands close to the plate. Way outside, and the catcher Cathy has to go in the left-hand batter's box to backhand it and corral it. 2 balls and a strike to Green. All 3. Gage needs to be selective here. Up on the count, 3-1. And the pitch. Almost hits him and 2 runners on. And we'll have a runner for Green. Will be Peyton Hill. The catcher goes out to talk to his pitcher, and Banks Ray will be at the plate. Now the first baseman, the third baseman, and the catcher are all talking to Ryan Spears.
Number 5, Banks Ray.
The little right-hander trying to get 2 outs before the Scrappers can score 2 runs.
Be ready.
Niceville down 5-3. From the set, here's the pitch to Ray.
That's trouble. That's trouble.
Gonna be down. It's down, and 1 run will score. And the other man goes to third. And Banks Ray hits a little flare about 3 feet inside the right field line. And now the tying run is at third base with 1 out.
Good job of running there by Madden Arnold. He scores, and the Scrappers now will have runners at first and third. It looks like Peyton Fritz is going to come to the plate.
Peyton Fritz going to bat for Hutchison.
Hitting for Nashville, number 16, Peyton Fritz.
John Wallace running for Ray at first base, first and third. Fritz, the pinch hitter. And the pitcher backs off. Anything could score the run. JT, they've got the middle of the infield back playing for the game-ending double play.
That's what I saw. That's why you got Wallace over there.
And see if the Scrappers, it's dangerous to run in this situation. Down 1 with 1 out. And a ball high. Hayden Gray's on deck. Scrappers have scratched out only 4 hits against these Lumberjacks. All too high. tenths here. Top of the 7th. Way outside ball 3, and now Fritz will take a pitch as Hayden Gray's on deck. Brett Fritz flew out to center. Arnold got hit by a pitch. Green walked. Ray got a base hit and knocked in a run. It's first and third. Way inside ball 4. Bases are loaded. Gray is coming to the plate.
Scrapper batting order turns over. Leadoff hitter number 78.
And Coach Gonzalez is coming out. No matter at what level or who you are, it's always hard to close out a close game.
Absolutely. Wouldn't be surprised if they go to their shortstop Hope here. Trying to get the last 2 outs of the game.
We'll see if they're going to make a pitching change. If they do, we'll take a break. If not, we'll keep it right here as Coach Gonzalez has his whole infield around him. Here's the situation. 1 out in the 7th. And he's going to stay with Ryan Spears. 1 out in the 7th. Scrappers have the bases loaded and 1 out, and they're down 5-4. This game is for 3rd place in the state tournament at Monticello next week. Let's see what Gray can do. And a strike right down the middle. But after a 4-pitch walk, Gray taking a strike, and now he'll be ready to hit. Wind blowing in at a pretty good clip now. Gray hits a line to the left field edge. Scrapper runner does not tag. And another crucial error for the Scrappers.
Hey, one more, go!
As Gray hits it hard to the left fielder, and Coach Stewart could not get the courtesy runner back on tag, which would have tied the game. And let's see what Chambers can do, but that's kind of the story of this game so far, JT.
Mental mistakes.
Chambers has popped up every time he's come to the plate and walked. Swings and fouls it. Scrappers down to their last out. Line drive, base hit. 1 run comes in. And we hold the next man up, and Chambers finally barrels one up. The hardest hit ball for the Scrappers for the day. And he hit it so hard that they had to hold up the runner Arnold Wallace at 3rd base.
Yeah, good job by Coach Stewart holding up there. He would have been out at home. Keep the rally going, bring Honey to the plate.
Honey takes the ball. We're all tied up. Way high to Honey. Wallace runs at 3rd. He is a pinch runner. Here's the pitch to Honey. All 3 high, and Honey will take a pitch. He might take 2. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the top of the 7th. All knotted at 5 here in DeQueen. Way low. 3-pitch walk for Honey, and the Scrappers take their first lead of the day. Scrapper crowd finally has something to cheer about.
No, I got to give credit to the Scrappers in the dugout. You know, they've battled all day. They hadn't been their best performance, but they've done what they needed to do to battle back, take the lead here, and not done yet.
Carson Kirby, he's the 9th batter here in the 7th. Ground ball, first baseman gets it, and can he beat him to the bag? And Good play by the big man. And Kirby rolls out 3-1, but the Scrappers plate 3. They'll take a 6-5 lead in the bottom of the 7th inning. Come back, we'll see how it turns out. Nashville up 6-5. We'll be back in 1 minute. Down to their last out, and Carson Chambers gets a lead base hit, and Mason Honey draws a bases loaded walk, and all of a sudden Scrappers up 6-5. More baseball here, bottom of the 7th. 5, 6, 6, 7, and 8 for the Lumberjacks. This is Ren Reap. He struck out, he's walked, and grounded to short. And a ball high.
You know, if you ask Coach Stewart of all the pitchers he had left today, I guarantee you having your senior on the mound to close it out is what you want.
Fly ball to right. Ray back, and catches it over his shoulder. I may made that sound a little more exciting than it was. Made a nice play over his shoulder, but Gray had it all the way, JT.
He did, but he had to turn one direction, turn back the other direction, and it definitely was drifting on him.
Right-handed batter makes that ball slice a little bit to right field. Here's Cathy, the catcher. He has an infield hit. And Ray throws high. Right under his hand. And the batter asks for time and gets it. Scrappers up 1. They got back in it in the top of this inning. They played it 3. It's 6-5 Nashville, 1 out. And Ray throws off. Cathy was taking all the way. Swing on it. Fastball over the outside edge, and Ray gets his first strikeout and a big second out, and now it's Tucker McDermott, their second baseman. He's reached on an arrow, walked, and flied to center field. 2 outs in the 7th. Nashville up 1. Ball 1 goes outside. Gage Green can't find it. It's right under him. Now he gets it. One-0 pitch to the batter. All 2 just a little low. I've seen Wardo. He's been on base all 3 times today. Their 9th place hitter. 1 hit, a walk, and reached on an arrow. 2 balls, 1 strike. Scrapper players on the edge of the dugout over there. Line drive into left field, and Chambers can't come up with it, and Hutcherson does a good job getting it back in for a base hit. Ball hit into left center field. Chambers dives and can't come up with it. That's one of those times that being a left-hander was not doing Carson any favors. He had to reach across his body.
They have a good job by Zeus Hutchinson to be right there backing him up and hold that runner at first.
Now here's Wardo. Game has been close all day, as JT says. Both teams will tell you it's not been really well played, but close and exciting, and there's 2 outs here with Nashville up 1. Long one into center field. Hutchins can't get it. It's high to go. Double into center field, and the Scrappers will 1 out away.
And the number 9 hitter continues to cause problems for the Scrappers.
He's been on base all 4 today.
Daniel turns over leadoff hitter number 2, A.J. Jordan.
And now the Lumberjacks can walk it off, JT.
Yeah, the Scrappers need to get an out here to force extra innings.
I mean, Ray disposed of the first 2 quickly, and then a single and a double has tied it up, and they're back to the top of their order.
AJ, stay back and drive here. Keep your hands back, drive.
In this whole tournament, JT, we keep talking about it, but the 8th and 9th place hitters for the opposing teams have been the killers for the Scrappers. Ball gets away, and the runner goes to third, and a good stop by Honey as it almost goes into left field, and that would end the game. Now anything will win the game for the Lumberjacks. Pass ball, wild pitch, error. Swinging a foul. Swinging a foul. It's a foul tip. And the runner has to go back. It was a foul ball. Ball got away from Green. Umpire called it right away, and it was a foul ball, JT.
Yeah, he checked with the third base umpire to see if he called it. I mean, that was clearly a foul right here.
But anyway, it's a foul ball. Everybody got excited, but the game is not over. Jordan swung at a pitch way over his head almost. And he takes it right down the middle for strike 2. 0-2 now on the batter. 1-2. Winning run at third, 2 outs, and the pitch. Foul ball. Never throw him out. Infield hit, a walk-off win for the Lumberjacks. The speediest guy in the ballpark.
That's the ball game. Warren will play at 12:30 on Thursday the 15th. In
Warren
Monticello.
with 2 outs,
Nashville will
3
play
straight
at 10
hits,
o'clock in the
JT,
morning
and they
on
win it
Thursday the 15th
7-6.
in Monticello.
In a close game, a thriller, and a disappointing loss for the Scrappers after a good comeback.
Yeah, they battled back hard, and there was no chance you were going to throw them out there at first. But tough day for the Scrappers. They did battle back. That's important. I think after as tough as they were playing, we had 3 wild pitches, 2 pass balls, 3 errors, and you still had a chance to win it there at the end.
And got 2 outs and nobody on in the 7th. You got to keep your head with the Lumberjacks. They got 3 base hits, and they walked it off 7-6. Softball getting ready to start, so we're not going to have a post game. JT and I will be with you at 10 o'clock next Monday at Monticello. Scrapper will be the 4th seed out of the region. Niceville leads 7-6. Thank you, Jim Pimpson. Stay tuned for Lutz Nichols and the Scrapperettes and the Lady Billies as the Scrapperettes play for the regional championship. JT and I have enjoyed bringing it to you. Niceville loses 7-6. We'll see you next Thursday.